And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in FreeCol in our Spanish run. This is the fourth part in the first stream, and probably the last part in the first stream. We're coming along. Our army's bigger than I was actually expecting. Although the army is probably as big as it is because the Spanish crown keeps giving us troops to fight the other colonies that they don't do. Because who's got time to fight the other colonies when you're trying to get your independence? Another wagon train here. This is the move the sugar, isn't it? Yeah. Could also use it to hold tools and stuff. New trade route. La Isabella, where we want it to pick up sugar. And then go to La Navidad and don't have any sugar anymore. There you go. Edit it. Oh, and we're now at the point. This is an important thing to recognize. Where I can use the customs house. I don't think technically it'll work right with the cotton, so I'll click it anyway, in case I think it was a glitch in the original version that let you export cotton. Well, not export cotton, but export through a boycott. Okay. So now I just need to transport everything here for export. And it will automatically be exported for me. Okay, you're ready for another person to be here. So I'm going to input the fisherman, and then we gotta wait. I think it says 5 turns, but then there's a bar that's 3 turns. I think it's the 3 turns. So in 3 turns, I think we'll be able to put another person in. And again, and like that. Yeah. Next thing to bring in would be the blacksmith. Bring the blacksmith in. And then the miner next. And then if we want to get another lumberjack and carpenter. And then we probably want to bring gunsmiths in after that. My boats not there yet. They are there. Whoops. Equip as Dragoon. In the boat. Equip as Dragoon. In the boat. Rinse and repeat. Horses have gotten more expensive, but that's fine. And yeah, it doesn't look, or if there was a bug in the original colonization, it is not by default on inspiration. As we can see, the continent's not exporting because it's boycotted. That's fine. That's not a concern. And then yeah, everything's been exported, so we're gonna get a pretty steady stream of money at this point. We're gonna need at least one master blacksmith. Wait. Not the blacksmith. Gunsmith. We already got the blacksmith. Too late, we purchased it. It'll be fine. In fact, I think I can do something pretty good with the blacksmith. I can put it in the city that we're got our transport to already. That's the gunsmith. I think I want another lumberjack carpenter mix, which I can afford. There we go. Although I can't load them both in the boat right now. We'll leave the blacksmith there. That I got my blacksmith gunsmith confused. We'll drop the blacksmith off at La Navidad. We're already getting ore brought down from Santiago to Cuba to it. It'll be overkill from a production standpoint for that. We can work with that. In fact, I could probably add ore to the transport from the other city as well. Isabella, because we'll have more ore miners there. Okay. I think the miners are going to be better than the toolmakers. Okay. Then La Isabella's got too much wood, which is very believable with the specialty wood deposits here. We'll just accelerate the building, and that'll work. Ironworks. Magazine. Arsenal. College. Roll. Fortress. Finish up the shipyard. Oh, and we're not big enough to build enough for the university yet. University is the last level. No, not big enough there to build the university. Okay, I'm gonna set up a sea route using this caravel. Assign a trade route. New trade route. Ghost Silver is what we're gonna call it. Santiago Domingo to La Navidad. To not Veracruz. Should be La Havadana? No, Cadiz. Wait. Oh, it is La Havana. Cadiz is the old world city. La Navidad. Okay. So you are silver sugar, and I think you're silver fur. Silver cotton. Okay. Here we got 60 tools. So we got the road from Santa de Cuba to La Navidad done. Let's get one out to Veracruz for similar reasons. new Apache convert. And now all the people mining silver have self-promoted to silver miners. Oh, and the person growing tobacco has promoted to tobacco miner. Similar reason. So you've got the dry dock. So if something goes wrong and one of our ships gets sank, it'll show up here. If it doesn't get completely destroyed. Seized or whatever. Okay. One thing we do to speed this up a little bit, construction-wise, is we don't need the wood right now. So we take the lumberjack out, replace him with the carpenter. About a 33% construction rate buff doing that. And then when we get the rebel in 2 turns, we can put the lumberjack in to actually make lumber, and then the thing shouldn't be running into lumber deficit. Grab the Master Tobaccoist. Trying to figure out what to do with the Indian convert. We're running so many specialists that we don't necessarily have a lot of good places for them to work. Is what's going on there. Oh, we're definitely at the point where we need to just start arming people. Arming and giving people horses. The French just attacked us. And why did they hit the Pioneer and not the cannon? Or... oh, no, because the Pioneer was in the open. That's why they hit the Pioneer. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. Makes more sense now that I'm thinking about it. This is why we need Benjamin Franklin, so we can be at peace. And not just have random Frenchmen coming up shooting us. Actually, I know what I'm gonna have you do. We're gonna mount as a dragoon. This is partially because we don't have any of the colleges done. Once we have the colleges done, we'll start training all the people who are just regular soldiers into dragoon veterans. I'm gonna go Thomas Jefferson here. More literally production will help us move towards victory. This is another strong one. If you don't have schools, this is really strong because the no criminals or servants bit. But if you've got the ability to train them to not be criminals or servants at the schools, then less valuable. Although, being able to pick is also pretty strong. So, a little this, a little bit of that. Actually, in hindsight, mark you out in the where we want the next one to come work. We have ore piling up here, and we have a master tobacco. So you come off, you can equip the tools, then you can go make tools. That's not the right building, obviously. Yeah, because that's the building, not that building. Fair enough. Okay. You mount up with horses, so basically become a dragoon. And honestly, at this point, because we can just ship everything to La Navidad, the galleon's a little surplus. Surplus to requirements. Okay, the French are attacking. Excuse me while I use our superior firepower here to deal with those French. And now we've converted one of those Frenchmen into a Spanish colonist. Because that's how combat works. Somehow they're now French. Missing hammers in La Isabella? Because we run out of lumber. That makes sense. Problem solved. And we can really solve it if we want. Apparently we could get 26 more lumber by doing the other lumber mine. Or lumber camp. Yeah, let's do that. So now making 24 surplus, which is fine. Arguably need another expert fisherman. So let's have this Spanish colonist that we got by defeating a Frenchman in battle. Move him over here. And teach him to fish. So move the fisherman to the wrong building. Learn to be a master fisherman. Cruz completed the church. Going into warehouse, that makes sense. Oh, you can't attack this turn. Fine. Oh, the Frenchman dismounted us. I suppose that was a vaguely fair fight. $50-50. Ah, we got demoted. Shame. He's just gonna have to run back to camp to go get more guns and horses. So it's not a real setback. Ships in Europe, right? Yeah. Probably went to the distiller as well. Well, and we now have another Master Carpenter. Not sure I'm going to use him, but we'll use him somewhere. Oh, we've got complaints about the expert fisherman needing a student. And well, this one's gonna go to the other town. I'm not actually sure if we got more guns for this guy. No, we haven't made them yet. I suppose we have to get on making them. There we go. Now we'll have the guns in 7 turns. Learn. I'm not to be a criminal. That's how that works, right? It's not. Oh, that's the custom house. That's why it's not working. Keep trying to assign people to work the custom house. To be fair, this Master's Distiller is not going to be the most efficient, because I'm just getting sugar in from these two. They're only passively generating. Oh, it's not even from that one, that's 3 from that one, 3 cotton. So yeah, we get a little bit of sugar. We get like 6 sugar. Yeah, we get like 6 sugar. What are you on? I think that route's transporting sugar as well. Of course, let's play up the sugar route. So, Twitch chatter who's asking if I can add you to Discord. My Discord isn't really a thing I share. It's not particularly hidden. I think it's the same username as the Twitch channel. I think it's local. Yeah, you can just look at the stream schedule. I stream every night around about the same time. So if you're trying to figure out when I'm streaming, it'll be about the same time. And Discord's not going to help you with that because I don't do announcements through Discord. Sorry. And we got the fisherman coming, who's going to provide more food. And then as the rebel ratio goes up, we can add the miner and the blacksmith in. La Isabella. Where do I want to send you? Probably over to Veracruz. See him. No, not in this town. This is going to be a town of specialists. So, in theory, we're making enough food here to feed up to 9 more people. We're not obviously going to put 9 more people in this town, but we could. We're going to put a miner, we're going to put a blacksmith. I might bring another gunsmith in. We'll see where we are when we're done with the building. Although I might want to keep the tool production, not get rid of only guns. Because then we can make things like warships and cannons. Because again, this is a good place for that. Basically getting a whole ironworks in 6 turns. To the university as well at the end there. Old boycotts currently in effect or dropped. Especially tempting. If we were still attacking the natives, that's probably where we want to go. Yeah, we're gonna grab burger. Although at this point, other than Washington, I think we've got all the ones we need / want. Yeah, I know you can produce more grain on the plain. That's not why we're putting him there. We're putting him there because we want to make lumber. Which, you know, it's hard to do in a plain when there's no wood. In La Navidad, petty criminal has become indentured servant through education. So, a couple more turns, he'll be a proper free colonist. And okay, the sugars run out. That's fine. We'll run it until the sugar is all the way gone. And then we'll move this guy probably into the town hall. Same thing with the blacksmith. Okay, you're there to build a road, which will increase wood production and fur production. we want to train you in something? Oh, we've got the college done. So the answer to do we want to train you in something is yes. So, go up with the fish. Take in one of the dragoons. You will learn how to be a veteran soldier. Okay. We'll probably do that again when the other guy gets to free colonist. So we're now officially out of sugar. La Navidad. No, ship just, or transfer boat just arrived with more sugar. Never mind. Running a food deficit, but that's on a concerning level right now. Two more turns. Give him guns. Sons of Liberty membership is up to 40% now. And now it's probably actually out of sugar for a turn or two. So you go to there. When are you done training? Next turn. Okay. So now, we can train 2 veteran soldiers every 5 turns. Now we just need to figure out where we get those soldiers from. Oh, and you're ready to have more people. So, inner... blacksmith. You want to arm up. And yeah, we can bring even more in here. But in practice, that would be guns or people going to school. I think we want the 20 tools or so a turn for construction reasons. No, maybe we don't need that much. Although we haven't done the foundry upgrades. So we haven't done magazine arsenal yet. So we want to reevaluate when those are done. Ironworks is also going to raise the production as well. Might actually find ourselves short on ore. We'll see. Trade foreign colonies. I think this one's probably pretty good in multiplayer, but I don't play this multiplayer, so... This brings privateers up to about the strength of... proper frigates. Feels like... Okay. Grab that one. We don't really need that one. Units. Looking for boats. That's the 50% firepower buff to the privateer, so it will bring them from 8 to 12. Oh, it doesn't even bring them up to being a frigate. That's probably the reason I'm not super interested in it usually. It does, on the other hand, make them a pretty big threat to merchantmen and galleons. Galleons got a defensive power of 10. Right, so normally you're attacking them, you've got 8 out of 18 odds of winning. You get that upgrade, it's now 12 out of 22, so it's more than 50%. So, good for fighting galleons, good for fighting merchantmen. Makes caravels trivial work. Not, well, makes your odds against frigates better. Maybe not enough, but better. And then makes your odds against men at war better, but you're still only at 33% there. And obviously this is the Royal Expedition Force that has them. Or will have these. You could start building these once you declare independence, but they're not going to be built in time to be useful in practice. Oops, we got a pioneer here, doesn't have anything to do. Oh, hit OK, so we cycle the turn anyway. Veteran soldier needs a student. Magazine's complete. So that's going to give us more guns. In theory, at the cost of tools. Although, we also completed the ironworks, which increased tool output. And I think the factories... provide you some goods, some input goods from the Void. I can check that. Although I'm not 100% sure I can check that. Oh, it's not from the Void. Instead of it being 1-to-1 from the lower tiers, it's 1 to 1.5. That's where that's coming from. The ironworks, which cannot be upgraded, is used to convert ore to tools. Tools are required to construct certain kinds of buildings and to upgrade all kinds. Oh, all the upgraded buildings, yeah, okay. Tools are also used by pioneers and used to make muskets. At the ironworks, increase tool production. So, you become a dragoon. And you stop being a dragoon, get assigned to a teacher. In La Navidad, FreeCol has become veteran soldier. Okay. So you're going to become a dragoon. You can actually start training you to be a soldier. And then you can become a fisherman. I don't actually want you to put a road there. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but we don't want you to put a road there. We want you to chop the forest down and then irrigate it. New colonist in La Navidad. Okay, from food production. Cool. We'll just equip you as a dragoon for the moment. Okay. So now we've got everyone who's not a veteran dragoon, I believe, at La Navidad itself. Oh, we got a free colonist. Although, what the free colonist is going to do is convert to a dragoon and fortify. So the Sons of Liberty are now high enough we could declare independence. We're not necessarily going to, but we could. That reminds me, not getting as many colonists as we are because we got guys sitting in the docks waiting for us. How many more do we want to take? So we don't want more blacksmiths. Still on the fence about potentially getting guns. Another gunsmith. In theory, I think we have... Well, technically don't have a Desert Missionary because we expended it already, but have all the specialists at this point, at least one of each. So in theory, if I put the legwork into it, I can just train them as I want. Oh, I don't have a master fur trader. Or fur catcher. Although, we don't have the fur catcher, so the fur trader is less interesting. Okay, you're out of sugar, unless more's been delivered. I think I'll take the free frigate. And these guys are being... yeah, we got them being trained. We got more incoming, but got what we got there being trained. Then La Navidad just received 6 sugar, so we'll consume the 6 sugar. We're up to 20 ore again, so we can make a little bit more. Cool. Fish or cotton? We're gonna go fish. Okay, so La Navidad. One of the free colonists has become a veteran soldier, so we need a new student. Scout. Drop the free colonist in his place, so we can equip it as a dragoon. Then we set you to be assigned to a teacher. Or get too carried away. We're definitely making progress towards victory at this point. I don't think we need to grow the colonies anymore. In fact, this may be an argument we'd be benefiting from shrinking the colonies. Although, we probably want to be done preparing for war before we do that. From a military advisor standpoint, we can see the Royal Expeditionary Force is up to 41 cannon, 54 regulars, and 22 dragoons. We're up to, for practical purposes, we're up to 21 dragoons. We basically have parity with them in dragoons. We have a lot less cannon than them. And obviously, we basically have no regulars. We're going to compensate for the lack of regulars by running extra dragoons, because dragoons are better than regulars anyway. Same sort of thing with the cannons. We're going to compensate for the lack of cannons with extra dragoons. So we're building up. We're probably about half the size we need. I can source a few more cannons, which will help. And we want to double these number of dragoons, I think. At that point, it's just stockpiling enough resources that we can handle the casualties. Primarily in horses. It's mostly going to be the horses that die. Our independence will be paid in horses. The blood of horses, probably. But yep, that's the state of the run where we are at. We've got enough Sons of Liberty that we can declare independence. We're not ready to, but we could. Then... is the trade advisor one that I've been popping up every once in a while? You can see there's a lot of things where we're not necessarily making money. Right. We've bought horses, so the horses overall we're probably lost money. Yeah, we lost money on horses, we lost money on... This is trade with Europe, right? So we can see what we've bought and sold with Europe. We're buying tools, guns, trade goods when we do trade goods, and horses. And then we've sold pretty much everything that's got vague value to it. So sugar, tobacco, cotton, furs. We even did some lumber. We stopped doing lumber. We did like once. Yeah, a lot of silver. And then the specialist goods we've been doing as well. And then we have a custom house, so we've been exporting a lot of the stuff from this point with the custom house to minimize the macro amount. Shipping everything to La Navidad, the custom house thing. So yeah, that's the state of the run. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be probably will be another part up by tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, the stream that we're going to do tomorrow is going to be this again. We're going to run this again because as we're starting up the 4th game, obviously that's the one we're behind on. Because I was previously running a 3-game, 3-day cycle, but I was running extra parts to get ahead in case we had a recording issue due to needing to take time to watch Extended Family Dog. I suppose this is a good time to bring up the image for the Extended Family Dog. So this is the dog I'm talking about. This is Cindy. I'm watching Cindy. I'll try to get a better picture of Cindy for tomorrow. I've recorded ahead, so there's a couple of series that we're going to wait for YouTube to catch up, or if we do keep recording, we're likely to record like 3 parts. So tomorrow is going to be FreeCol. I'm not sure if the day after tomorrow will be Shadow Empire or not. It might be. And then it'll probably be XCOM. And then we'll probably be back around to this. Playing it a little bit out here. Trying to let YouTube catch up a bit. I think Strategic Command is recorded out to the 30th. So, 8 to 9 days in the future. Xenonauts is like the 29th. So, like 7 to 8 days in the future. And this is for Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, that's still a little bit in the future, right? You can be expecting more episodes of those up. If you're watching this on YouTube, I think the next episode to Shadow Empire is the last one that's been recorded and uploaded and described, which is why it's likely tomorrow will be FreeCol, and then the day after that will be Shadow Empire, so that people watching the Shadow Empire series can see the next part of that as well, with no delay. But yeah, that's the rough upcoming schedule. I'll try to get it properly updated on Twitch. I know I've got FreeCol updated on the Twitch schedule, but I'm not so sure about everything else. Partially because I'm not so sure how I'm going to order the other stuff. We shall see. As a general trend, I'm going to try to record during sort of my normal time period, which is 8 to midnight. If stuff comes up, then that gets delayed. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to see this being recorded live, I do stream this. Well, I stream my recordings live to Twitch under the username WillCole, and then upload it using the local recordings. So YouTube should always get 1080p, get either 30 or 60 frames per second. The frame difference has to do if we're doing a game with snow. The bitrate on blizzards and stuff like that tends to make uploads a bit atrocious. So those get 30 frames per second, sorry. But you'll get 1080p at least. Whereas Twitch gets whatever the local internet can handle. But right now the local internet's working, so you should be getting full, although this is not a game that necessarily requires that. But yeah, if you're watching on Twitch and you want to comment responded to before the stream comes down, now's a good time to put it in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, YouTube handles asynchronous commenting pretty well, so feel free to leave a comment. I'm going to put a save as soon as this recording's done, so if there's anything you want to see from this point in the run, I can load the save up, I can go look at the thing, right? If there's any of the reports in here. I don't generally look at all the reports, but if there's a thing you want to see in the reports, let me know, I can look at it for you. Same thing with if you're watching this on the Twitch VOD. The Twitch VOD will stay up for 14 days. I recommend you go over to YouTube to commenting. I don't know how Twitch does the asynchronous commenting. Not even sure it does. So, you're watching this on Twitch and you want to get a comment off, that's probably the best place to do it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and give you the outro. So wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.